Johnny Vaughan.
Yes!
And this is Steve Brooker, also known as Mud God.
I actually want to change history.
Steve and his sidekick Rock are part of a licensed group of amateur archaeologists known as Mudlarks. They scour Britain's foreshores, searching not for buried treasure, but hidden history.
Oh, yes!
Tasty.
Wicked!
Look at that.
Tasty!
They've agreed to share with me their decades of knowledge and experience.
Come here, man. I love that.
Our adventures on the foreshore will propel us on historical quests that range from the sublime
Whoa! Yes!
to the painful
Hold the line, lad. Stay in the line.
to the downright disgusting as we become Mudmen. This week, our Mudmen journey has brought us to the south coast and the UK's only island city, Portsmouth. It's anchors away on our hunt for all things naval.
So this could be, look at it, yeah, it could be a sailor's bowl.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of sailors out there.
Yeah, there is.
The Mudmen crew finally gets some balls.
What do you think about the size of our balls?
They're massive, aren't they?
They are big, aren't they?
And our finds fire us back to Tudor times.
Get fire!
Whoa! Yes!
Today, it's an away game for the Mudmen. We've left our Thames foreshore home and come down here to Portsmouth, perhaps the most famous and significant naval town in the whole world. From the first dry dock that was built here in 1495, behind me you've got the HMS Victory, you've got the HMS Warrior, and you've got the new museum to the Mary Rose. We've also got another relic of our maritime past strolling the foreshore, and that man is Steve Brooker. Steve!
Today we're focusing our search around Burgh Island, also known as Rat Island, on the western side of Portsmouth Harbour. Since the Middle Ages, Portsmouth has been best known as the home of the Royal Navy, so there should be plenty of maritime and naval finds to be had.
It's busted. I don't know, about 1880, I suppose. Probably for ink or something like that, but hopefully there's some full ones out there, so I'm going to bung that back. But it's looking good, I tell you. I think honestly, yeah, I've had loads of bits and pieces of bottles so far. I reckon there could be some really good stuff out there. And just imagine all those sailors drinking all night, chucking stuff off the boat. It's bound to be stuff down there.
But nothing beats a bit of local knowledge. And to help us with our search today, we have called upon the skills of fellow mudlarker Nick, a.k.a. Darth Vader.
Hey,
Hey,
hello mate, how you doing?
Good to see
You
you.
all right?
how you going, Nick? You all right?
Yeah, good to see you, Steve. How's it going?
All good, all good. Yes, this is your favourite spot, is it?
Oh, this is the patch.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hopefully, the goods will be here for
Yeah,
us
what
today.
kind of goods do you reckon?
Ah, a mixture of anything. You never know. It's going to be cannonballs, musket balls, clay pipes, occasional bits and pieces, bone combs.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I really need a bone comb. I can see you probably wouldn't need a bone comb, but me myself, yeah, would need a bone comb.
Centre part you've
I
got
think
going
this
on
is a
there.
bit beyond the comb now.
It is, yeah.
Right, let's see what Mudfield Treats Portsmouth has to offer.
Rob,
Yo!
there's so many broken bottles down there. Well, hopefully I'll have a whole one up. They've all been busted.
Onion, which is a good
Have you?
sign, isn't it? Yeah.
Top man, well shut up.
Quite just that.
Hey, well done.
Yeah. That's a bit older, I'd say.
Yeah, well, that's lead, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think Wade was saying there's a lot of they were doing a lot of testing here and stuff. So
Yeah, and that's definitely an older bullet as well.
yeah.
The actual head itself, yeah, they're normally what, bronze?
Yeah.
Whereas that one is lead.
The old ones were lead, weren't they? So
Yeah.
it's definitely got some age to it.
Good finds.
Yeah, not bad.
Anything else?
No, that's it for now.
I'm back on the Thames. You've all seen this before in all our other shows, yeah? It's a bit of salt glaze. And of course, this would have been off of a bell mine, you know, one of the witch pots. But all around the edges, you have a cartouche. Now, what this cartouche tells you is, yeah, is where it comes from. So I dare say this is like Germany, Netherlands, something like that.
Bellarmine salt glazed jugs were named after Cardinal Robert Bellarmine. They were traditionally used in taverns as decanters for wine and beer. The beer was shipped from Germany in barrels and then decanted on site at John Dwight's Pottery in Fulham, London.
Well, yeah, no, that's just a nice big bit of cartouche. Oh, wicked, yeah, a bit of green glaze pottery. So sometimes, yeah, you look at that and people will look at that on the foreshore, pick a piece up, yeah, and say that's a spout.
Right.
But of course, you look in it and it's blank. Yeah,
it's a handle.
Yeah, it is, that's what it is. Their handles look like spouts. What else you got?
Well, I think this is my star find. Look, it's a little lead token with an anchor on it, I think.
Oh, it's a proper token?
Yeah.
Now, it's very hard to see that because it's so small, but it is. It's a little, probably a lead token.
Yeah, a little lead token.
Pewter token, yeah, with an anchor on it.
Turn it around because I think there might be some initials on the back.
ED? Is it ED?
ED, FD? I think it's an FD.
Yeah?
I think.
Nick's here.
Hey.
Anyone for dice?
No way, look at that.
Wicked.
It's a little dice.
But check it out, yeah. It's the shape of it.
Square, it's not cubed, is it?
Yeah, so how could that fall on you know, for...
How could that be an even roll?
Yeah, it's never going to land on 3. But what's amazing about this is, what do you reckon, ivory?
Ivory or bone, it's difficult to...
It's difficult to tell,
Yeah,
isn't it?
clean it up a bit.
Yeah.
But on the Mary Rose itself, yeah, one of the, you know, when they bring that up, one of the main things they find on there, yeah, is, you know, the sailors are playing, they're playing with dice, and also, of all things, backgammon.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they play backgammon. Good little find out.
Yeah, quite.
With such a great wealth of maritime gear down here, I'm sure we have lots of great naval finds.
You all right, Steve?
Hello, matey.
How are you?
You good?
Mudmen. Sandmen.
Yeah, I've got us on a bit of a holiday.
Yeah, you have, yeah. What you had up?
Loads of nautical stuff. It's obvious, though. It's sailors galore here. Look at the ships here now. Imagine what it was like.
Sailors galore?
I've got loads of naval stuff in here.
Sailors galore? What's that, a sort of a musical?
We're actually on Rat Island.
Yeah, OK, are we?
Yeah, we had a fort here. We had James Fort here.
OK.
But the great thing about this place is, yeah, it looks very sandy at the moment.
Yeah.
The tide's just going out. It's full of mud out there.
Is it?
It's so thick, it's unbelievable. But amongst it all, yeah, some really good finds.
Do you know what I think I've seen just down there, look?
What?
If I'm very much mistaken, is that not the head of R2-D2?
Yeah, it is. We saw that, yeah. We actually saw it, yeah.
Is it R2-D2?
We'll show you that later.
OK, nice one. So, Steve, what were you telling me about this dangerous mud, then?
It is, it's really dangerous. This is like the estuary. Now I told you about the estuary, how bad that is.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same here.
Is it? Well, has anyone had an accident?
Well, we lost a guy the other day.
The mud is on the deep side today, and I'm already getting that sinking feeling.
But do you know, I really don't like the feel of this at all. I don't trust it.
Hopefully, we won't get too bogged down, and it won't slow down our search.
Look at that. It's quite old, doesn't it?
Oh, beer bottle.
Is that old?
Well, yeah. It's a bit Victorian, wasn't it?
Is it Victorian?
Yeah.
That's great.
One find down, but the pressure's on to keep up with the lads. It looks like Darth Vader is already feeling the force.
I think we've got a cannonball.
Have you?
God, look at the size of that thing.
It's well in there.
And quite a force it is, too.
Hey! Size of the beast.
Well done.
That's the biggest one we've had on the show.
That is massive. Right, who's going to carry that back?
Should we draw straws?
Look at the size of that thing.
Size of that, baby. Feel the weight of that. Right, you're carrying it in. Come on, Nick, this way.
Cannonballs are a likely find on this foreshore, but could any of them have come from Henry VIII's Tudor warship, the Mary Rose, which sank out in the Solent in 1545?
You see these here? Like, all these are tethered.
Yeah.
Bottom of that,
Yeah.
there's a rock.
Yeah.
And once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
it's a cannonball.
No.
But it doesn't, you know, it doesn't look like a cannonball. It'll be a great big crustacean of iron.
Yeah.
Because like on the foreshore, you remember where we've broken up the cannonballs?
Yeah.
So it just looks like a mass of iron, and you bust it on a rock. Well, here, there's a lot of that going on. That could have something in it.
No way.
It might have. Check it out.
Oh, man. Is that how you do it?
Tap it. You can do the rest.
Oh, you're so good.
It's like a Kinder egg for the mental.
Isn't it?
Tap it.
This is what they do. Look at that, and that. What's that, a bit of grape shot, a bit of what?
Yeah, probably be a grape shot. But look at the quality of it.
Look at that. Oh, come here, man. I love that.
What a prezzy.
I got to tell you, impressed, yeah? I mean, I mess around here, but I'm impressed.
Coming up, it's an all-time first for MudMen.
That's the first stone cannonball we've had on the show.
It's very true, mate.
But not everyone is impressed with our finds.
Now, this is from the period.
Do you think so?
Well, if it's green glaze, that's
Yeah, okay.
it's sort of medieval.
Okay. Well,
I see you've given it back quite hurriedly.
Well, I don't want to get my hands dirty.
Easy, easy.
This week, mud god Steve Brooker and I are in Portsmouth, home to the country's most famous ships, Lord Nelson's HMS Victory and Henry VIII's Tudor warship, the Mary Rose. And already, our search has produced some great finds.
Oh, come here, man. I love that.
What a prezi.
And they just keep coming.
Look at that. A bit of an end of some kind of terracotta dish there.
Well, you've seen this before on the foreshore.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. A fruit bowl. Fruit bowl.
What colour?
Blue. Green.
Blue, green. It's green any day.
Yeah.
And what's this called that's on it?
Glaze.
Green glaze.
Green glaze.
1500s, yeah? So, you know, this could be Tudor. So this could be, look at it, yeah? It could be a sailor's bowl.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of sailors over there.
Yeah, there is. Well, sailors galore.
Whoa!
You all right? All right, chaps.
We head up.
How you doing?
Good.
Well, get up then, Rock.
Right, let me see what I got. Nice little fossil sea urchin.
Lots of these on the Thames.
You love your fossils,
I
don't
do
you?
love my
And
fossils.
what one is that? It's an itchy something, isn't it?
Echinoid.
Echinoid.
Yeah.
Welsh word.
Yeah.
Buckle, which
Tudor?
I think is Tudor.
So you think you'd have your little spindle on there
Yeah.
to one side? On what, would you say?
A little leather strap, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's Tudor.
Yep.
That's a really nice find. Come on, chaps, go and find some more.
While Steve and Rock continue their search, I've arranged to meet maritime archaeologist Christopher Dobbs from the Mary Rose Trust to find out more about the famous ship and the naval history of Portsmouth.
Hi, Johnny. Now, Chris, I've come to Portsmouth. Why was it such an important place for Henry VIII?
Well, mainly because it had a fantastic anchorage.
Yeah.
You know, there's a haven here,
Yeah.
and he could use it to build up his ships. We didn't have a navy in those days. It was
Yeah.
only later in his reign, in the Tudor reign,
Yeah.
they started to have, you know, naval boards and so on. But then
Yeah.
he started to build ships like the Mary Rose and the Peter Pomegranate.
Yeah.
He actually ordered these ships soon after he came to the throne.
What happened to the Mary Rose then?
Well, she was going out to fight off the French fleet, and it was a calm day to begin with, and so they would have had a lot of sail up, perhaps, and the French galleys, oared vessels that didn't need, you know, didn't matter that it was calm, that was very good for them, started to engage the English fleet, and in that engagement, the Mary Rose sank.
OK. Does anyone know why she sank?
Well, lots of people have a lot of theories. The trouble is that over the years, the story gets embellished.
Yes.
So what it's really important is to go back to the accounts of eyewitnesses.
Yes, what do they say?
And exactly. And one eyewitness, a guy who was actually on board, said that they'd fired the guns on one side and were turning to fire the guns on the other side,
Yeah.
and there was a gust of wind, and they had failed to close the gun ports.
Ah.
And so this suggests that normal procedure would have been to close the gun ports.
Also, gun ports are a very recent thing at this time.
They are, that's right. She was one of the first ships to have gun ports, so maybe they didn't really have their routines for closing
Yeah.
gun ports.
While Johnny is finding out about all things Mary Rose, me and the mud crew are continuing our search of the Portsmouth foreshore. And the finds are coming thick and fast.
There's lots of this coming up down there. Some early bullets.
Look at those. Look at halfpenny.
Lots of bullets, eh?
Yeah, loads.
And what's that?
These are the early bullets. Sometimes you get the whole thing with the early brass cartridge.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's like the
It's like
rolled
a Henry
brass
Martini, is it?
Yeah, like a Martini
Okay.
Henry or Henry Martin.
What size is it, though?
massive,
It's like a missile.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very good, chaps.
All right, I'm off this way.
With such rich pickings, the pressure's on me today to find something really good.
What?
Yo, what you got now? No.
Yeah, but is that natural or is that a cannonball?
I think that's been made, you know. Yeah, look all the dimples on it. That's been worked, isn't it?
If that is a cannonball, which I think it is, that is the first handmade, that's the first stone cannonball we've had on the show.
It's very true, mate.
Do you know what, chaps? The first one we've ever had on the show, a stone cannonball.
Stone cannonballs date back as far as medieval times, and stonemasons would even accompany armies to hand-carve them on site. But as labour costs increased in the late Middle Ages, cast-iron cannonballs took over as technology progressed.
Meanwhile, I'm with maritime archaeologist Christopher Dobbs, who is involved in the excavation and ultimate salvage of the Mary Rose and its artefacts. And I want to show him a few of our finds.
We've got a few objects down here, which I'd really like to show you. First up, I found this buckle. Does that look Tudor to you?
Well, again, I would say that's a bit more recent. But, I mean, this is one that I found back in the 1980s.
I think mine has a sort of simplicity that doesn't quite outshine yours, but it suggests to me an earlier period.
Oh, no. I think yours is later, you know, cheap buckle. These are the really good
Okay.
Tudor ones.
So I'm trumped there.
Yeah.
Second up, I've got a dice.
Yeah, oh, again, it's interesting. It's not exactly square.
No.
And one of the interesting things about this one, you see that the fives are quite close together.
Yeah.
And what I believe is that the ones with the numbers close together are normally called Chinese dice or Eastern dice because actually they were fairer.
Yes.
Because the 6 and the 1, for instance, if you have holes drilled in the dice, they could be skewed. But if you put your numbers together, they could be less.
So because a 1 obviously would weigh more. The side of a 1 weighs more than the side of a 6 slightly.
Exactly, because it's only got 1 hole drilled in it.
Gotcha.
And in fact, what a lot of people do know that dice usually have opposite sides adding up to 7.
Yes.
But actually, there's 16 different ways of making a dice, even with the 6 and the 1 adding up to 7.
There's 16 different
16
combinations.
different combinations.
I think you've got...
we found 11 dice on the Mary Rose with about 4 different combinations.
Don't tell me this is another of your obsessions. You got obsessed with dice configurations.
No, but I just think it's amazing.
Do you think our dice is from the Mary Rose?
No, certainly not. I mean, I think it is much more modern. I think it is more like the Eastern style of dice.
Maybe there was a Chinese chef.
Well, no, I don't think so.
Next up, I've got a bit of green glaze. Now, this is from the period.
Do you think so?
Well, if it's green glaze, that's medieval.
Okay.
It's sort of medieval.
Okay. Well,
I see you've given it back quite hurriedly.
Well, I don't want to get my hands dirty with you. Modern things.
Easy.
But we do have, we've got, again, quite a variety of glazes. You know, some rare and glazes. This was a sort of stoneware jar from the Raren. But this is an English flask.
OK, now I got this. What's it called when everything's, you know, when stone sort of oxidises round a piece of...
Well, not just stone, but all sorts of things, but a concretion.
A concretion.
From the sort of, when it rusts to...
Yeah, it's called a concretion. Well, I found this, and it was part of a concretion. It's obviously a bit of shot. And I understand at the front here, you've got something... You might explain this for me.
Yeah, no, this is great fun. This is actually not just a shot. And here's an example of one of our shot here.
Yeah.
But as well as finding the shot, we even found this, which is a shot mould.
Yeah.
So this is one of our shot, our own shot. But this is actually a shot mould. So if you can imagine that when it was closed up, you would pour the lead in there, and it would make a mould.
I have to say,
of the shot. So
mine would fit that.
No,
but yours doesn't fit it. That isn't the original.
We could line it with some paper.
Let's line it with some paper, because I think, I have to say, I don't want to act like I've got one over you, but I think mine's going to fit better than yours.
Well,
look,
I don't want to put yours...
No, because look, I've got this bit in the top here. Look, if I'm going in there like that, oh, she sits nice.
Yeah.
Now,
so that is in exactly the same size shot as ours.
Go on, can you shut it up?
Yeah, as long as what we have to do is protect it, although this is stone.
Right, don't get all anal about it.
Yeah, no, that
fits exactly.
Admit, that is an
Come on!
But that doesn't mean yours is a piece of Tudor shot.
Wait a second. He shoots, he scores. You can have that for the collection. Go on, Chris. Thank you so much for talking to me. It's been absolutely brilliant.
It's a pleasure.
Because you're not going to put the collection, I'm going to have that back. But at least mine fits.
And your dice.
And my dice.
And your dice, which I can touch.
At least you know how that works now.
Oh, thank you.
With points scored at the Mary Rose Trust, I head back to the foreshore to see what the rest of the gang have had up.
Yeah, we'd be the same. Yeah. But I mean,
I tell you what, chaps.
Because it's silver, it's always going to clean up quite well. That's the thing.
Look at that.
What is this, lad?
You all right, lads?
Yeah.
Wicked, look at that.
Definitely the star find. Look at that silver coin, silver hammered.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at that.
Who do you reckon?
Job to say, it looks possibly Lizzie.
Yeah. Good find, though. Brilliant find.
So we got it's Elizabethan.
Possibly the Lizzie coins. The busts are always, or pretty much always, worn, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a good
Why?
indicator.
Do people like feeling it?
Yeah, it's a touch piece. It would be good luck to rub the bust.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and they'd be worn
God,
away.
that was me saying there's some gratuitous humour. Turns out it's right. OK.
Good find. I tell you, good day, really.
Awesome day. Awesome.
Really good day.
Really, all round.
Cannonballs.
Really good. Do you know what,
really
lads?
great finds.
let's take a closer look at them at a place where there is tables and ale. What place am I talking about?
It's not an inn.
The pub.
The pub. Let's go.
Brilliant.
Come on, lads.
No, a pub.
Great day. I've got to tell
Really
you,
good
rich
day.
pickings down here.
Really good
Rich
day.
pickings.
Really good day.
It's
I
an
mean,
inn we're
Rob,
going
you're
to.
quite a Thames snob.
I am, but
you-
I've loved this.
You've really enjoyed it.
Absolutely brilliant.
Pub always sounds good.
After downing our rum ration, it's time to examine our finds.